This tutorial covers quantized triggering in VDMX 5 Beta 8. Quantizing is the practice of taking an event and rounding it to the nearest whole clock interval. And this is important because quantizing stuff lets us make sure that things happen in sync or in time with the master clock in a piece of software. Within the context of this tutorial, quantized triggering is making sure that your clips start exactly on the downbeat, or exactly on beat 3, or exactly on whatever quantized subdivision you choose. Let's get things started. I've got a VDMX project open right now. I've got a media bin with a couple clips in it. I've got my clock plugin open, and I've got a control surface plugin with a couple buttons in it. These buttons have been set up to flash on the downbeat of the clock, just to give a little bit better visual indication of when the downbeats are occurring. So I'm going to click on a movie file up here, and it's going to trigger it. And you'll notice that the movie file starts playing back immediately as soon as I trigger on it. That's because this media bin's trigger mode has been set to immediately with this pop-up button up here. So I'm going to click on this pop-up button, and I'm going to select manual, and you'll notice that two things happen. First of all, this little momentary button up here appeared. This button here is what we're actually going to use to do the quantizing. Second of all, you'll notice that if I click on a clip in the media bin, it doesn't start playing back immediately. This clip will only start playing back when this button fires. This button is exactly how we're going to quantize everything. If we want our clips to only start on beat 1, for example, I'm going to right-click on this. I'm going to use the data source for beat 1. And now this button is firing every time beat 1 occurs. And since this button's firing every time beat 1 occurs, if I click down here, not on beat 1, this clip isn't going to start until beat 1 does occur. So what we've just done is we've set up this media bin very easily to just quantize to only trigger on the downbeat. Now we can change this so it quantizes on every beat, for example. I think you get the idea. That's quantized triggering. It's actually very, very easy. It's very simple. All you have to do is select manual up here and then sync this button to whatever you want, and your clips will automatically be triggered for you at the appropriate time. That's actually it. This is probably the shortest tutorial I've ever done.